Good morning. Today we're talking about our project that we've been working on for the course of the semester. So in this semester I've covered my timeline, my map assignment, my paper are all covering a project for digital history about pivotal moments in early 20th century baseball. So I am about a year or so away from starting my dissertation work in the PhD program here at Liberty. And I've kicked the idea around of writing about baseball for a while just because I feel like it's my biggest interest in U.S. history, and it's something I feel I know fairly well. So I've gone back and forth on whether to do it or not, just because it's kind of a niche piece of history. But I'll talk about it here in a minute, how I find that it ties into so many other things and why I use that, or why I'm going to most likely be using that for my dissertation. But this is the project that I've worked on this semester, is pivotal moments in early 20th century baseball. The overarching goal or purpose of this particular project has been to link the locations, people, and dates of these moments together, and to create sort of like an interesting look at baseball, baseball's early history and its uniqueness, to kind of show some of the things that maybe were pivotal moments, obviously major occurrences that happened during this era that are well known to someone who maybe has studied baseball history, but also some of the unique, quirky moments that are in there as well. If you look at the link, you'll see the story of Hans Lobel and his race against an actual racehorse to highlight his speed. So this is something that happened outside of the baseball season, but this was something that was just a quirky event that happened in early baseball history. And we say early baseball history, I mean the game of baseball began really pre-Civil War and became a professional sport in 1876, and didn't add a second professional league until 1901. So when we're talking about early 20th century baseball, it is early baseball history to an extent. It's really the modern era of baseball. When we talk about the modern era of baseball, we're talking about post 1901, when we had both a National League and an American League. Prior to that, there was just the National League. This project, why does it matter? It kind of serves as an on-ramp or a pathway for anybody who might be interested in sports history, baseball history, or American culture and society studies. Those are kind of the era, the historical subjects that this falls under. It's done in a way that's easy to understand, so it's not just for historians, but it's also easy for the layperson to access as well. Written in a tone that's easy to understand, easy to read, and hopefully interesting enough that it could be part of a website for someone who just likes baseball. But on the other hand, it could also be used as a resource for someone who's actually doing historical research regarding baseball. Some of the key takeaways that I hope that readers leave the project with is, I think the main one, and I think this is what I really try to focus on when it comes to this study of baseball history, is that there's a link between baseball history and American culture. And this project shows that there are a lot of household names and not so household names that hopefully will pique the interest of the reader or someone who appreciates baseball history. Like I said, sports history is such a niche area, but baseball gives us more history than any other sport. Not that it's been a sport longer than anything else, but it gives us the richest history to draw from and to study. You have an organization like the Society of American Baseball Researchers, or SABR, which I'm a member of, and SABR has become not just I keep using the word niche, but it's not just a niche website about baseball, but it has become a well-recognized authoritarian website for history because of how well they've covered the history of baseball throughout the years that they've existed. So one thing about baseball history is it ties into American culture and society and economics so much that this gives us a great way to study sports better than any other sport, to be able to study American history as well. The idea that baseball is America's pastime kind of came about because of the urbanization of the nation. It came about because society was moving away from being a predominantly agrarian society. People were moving into cities, taking on new jobs that were increasing their pay and giving them more leisure time. So those two issues, more than anything, created this idea of baseball as being a slice of Americana, disposable income and leisure time. So these two new things that never existed for Americans for the most part before created a demand for more baseball as entertainment and as a form of play or a form of leisure. So with that being the case, there's this intertwining or this meshing of culture, economics, and society together when it comes to baseball, especially during the late 19th and early 20th centuries, is that so much of our society was urbanizing and moving away from that agrarian state during that time or in years just previous to that. So it helps lay the groundwork, this time period, and being able to tie it into economics, culture, and society in American history helps lay the groundwork for continuing to study baseball for the next 100 years or so after the time period that's covered in this project. So I think that baseball history has a place in academia, and there are colleges that do have courses on it. And there are more colleges that have courses on sports history, but there are some that have particularly specific baseball history classes. So, and I know that a lot of people, it seems that a lot of academics, especially historians, do enjoy baseball. So I hope that the work that I do over the next few years can help add to the literature there and can help add to the academy whenever it comes to baseball history. Thank you.